So the diet that I typically eat for me personally is, chicken, fish, turkey. Occasionally, when I'm someplace that's got a good steak, I might get a fillet. But most of the time, it's like you eat a steak somewhere, it's like trying to chew rope. I'm not a fan of that. So most of the time, it's chicken, fish, turkey is what I'm eating for protein. And then obviously I have a protein powder that I take. And so for carbs, most of the time I'm getting like rice or red potatoes or something like that. I very rarely eat any kind of sugary junk or anything like that. Although I do like to have frothy beverages on the weekend when we're doing a relaxed podcast. Let my hair down a little bit. But pizza, I had some pizza today. I haven't had pizza in almost a week today, I think it was. So like once a week. Typically, you want to be healthy 80% of the time. That should be the goal. Then 20% of the time, you can goof off, eat your cake, and do your other things.
Yeah, I like that approach way better than the end all be all. Like everything has to be healthy 100% of the time.
Yeah,
because then that's just
it's
too
like
much.
A religion.
It's just overwhelming. It's just too overwhelming. It's almost cultish. I don't know. I don't like it. I like where you can break it up. You know what? The majority percent of the time, you're doing all this healthy stuff, but you can still kick back and relax when you want to. So it's good. It gives you that personal freedom. It doesn't restrict you.
I feel like a lot of people also get, like, very in their head about diet, and they make it, like, their number one priority. And if they have one dessert, like, they'll beat themselves up for it, like, for a week. And I feel like that's not healthy, like, mentally. And I feel like you should be able to, like, let yourself cheat on those, like, weekends. I don't know.
Call it a cheat day.
I feel like it's good. It's good for your mental health, too, to, like, be able to have a freaking bowl of ice cream. I don't know.
You really like your ice cream.
Yeah. I really do. But I feel like you shouldn't let the mental game, like, beat you either. Because there's a lot of people out there who are, like, freaks. And they have to have their meals and no cheat days at all. And I have to work out every single day. I feel like you should, like, let your hair down. Let yourself breathe. Like, at least once a week. Maybe once every 2 weeks. I feel like everyone deserves that, like, cheat day every once in a while. And there's a lot of people out there who feel obligated to look a certain way or feel a certain way or do a certain thing every single day. Just because they'll be skinny or it's good for their health or they don't want to gain back that weight or whatever. I feel like everyone deserves a good cheat day, you know? Maybe
I'm just... If you do the 100% solid thing, like all time, every day, and you get that, you mess up and say break your diet, you're like, okay, fine, I give up on my diet. That's not a bad thing to do.
Yeah.
That is a bad thing to do. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's also having the self-control to, like, have a certain amount of ice cream and get back into your groove the next day. Because, I bet a lot of people tend to fall back into bad habits once they, like, have that ice cream again.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
We were talking about being healthy. So, like, what does that look like? If you're trying to be healthy 80% of the time, you got a month with 30 days. So you're talking basically 6 days to. Yeah. So that means you can take a whole weekend and blow it out or whatever, and then maybe just one day each of the following weekends that month, just eat whatever you want.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the time, you're full tilt boogie, eating healthy, exercise, working out, doing your cardio, being disciplined. But if you're trying to detox, if you're trying to really remove a lot of stuff from your body, ideally 95% of the time you want to try to be healthy. Because at the end of the day, when you're not healthy on those days, that's kind of like throwing dirt in through the windows while you're trying to clean the house.
You feel awful. Like, once you're healthy for a whole week and then you decide to eat ice cream, like, you feel like shit. Like,
well, I don't know about
afterwards.
that. I have a counterpoint to that. I think especially once you're doing, like, say 80-90% of the time healthy, that 10% when you're not healthy, you appreciate it way more because it's so rare now. So it adds a lot of value to it because you're like, damn, you know what? This pie is so good right now.
Scarcity creates value.
It creates a value. It just adds value to it instead of just like, that's the one. That's my counterpoint.
Yeah.
Basically, it adds value when you do it less often and it's just better for you. Works out.
Yeah. As much as I love ice cream and as much as it is rewarding, it always makes me feel awful right after I eat it. So, like, once
Are
you
you,
get
like,
on that
last-
healthy grind and you sit there and you're like, do I want to feel awful or do I want to keep being healthy? It's, like, kind of deciding. Sometimes I choose the awful route because ice cream is just so damn good. But you got to put into perspective how I'm going to feel afterwards. And sometimes after a bowl of ice cream, that green juice can only save you so much.
This